A pleasant evening to everyone. Hello to our Facebook and YouTube viewers. Welcome to StackLeague Tech Session. Level up your coding skills. I am Alex and I'll be your host for tonight's event. I would like to remind everyone that if you have any questions about the session, you can type them in the comment section. We'll address them later at the Q&A sessions. Also, to help the StackLeague team improve the sessions for you, answer this question form after the live section. Here's the link bit.ly/StackLeague sessions feedback, or you can scan the QR code flash on your screen. Before we dive into tonight's session, we would like to give you an overview of StackLeague. Now, in its second competitive year, StackLeague wouldn't be possible without the support of our partners. We're fortunate to be supported by the top companies in the industry. We have our platinum sponsor, Packetworks, our silver sponsor, Coding Chips, and our bronze sponsors, Microsoft, Delta System, Upper.ph, Recruit Day, Gcash, and Likha IT. Our media partners, SparkUp, App Gadget, WhatsApp Pilipinas, Corner Magazine PH, Android List, Megabytes, Backend News, Bluewing, and Manila Republic. The same goes for our community partner. Sorry. The same goes for our community partners who help the league reach as many programmers in the country as possible. Here they are. Also, congratulations to JB Relona for being the StackLeague ambassador for June, winning the 3,000 pesos cash prize and a StackLeague t-shirt. If you want to be the next StackLeague ambassador and win the cash prize and the t-shirt, the program is now open for July. You can find the full mechanics at our website, bit.ly/StackLeague Ambassador 2022. And now, to know more about StackLeague overview, here is Haifa Corina from StackLeague. Take it away, Haifa.
Hi, fine. I will be giving you an overview of what StackLeague is all about. StackLeague is the Philippines' largest online programming league. The mission is to develop programming leaders that inspire a nation into coding. The tournament is powered by StackTrick's fully automated talent, analytics, and assessment platforms. Now, what are the highlights of the league? The Pioneering Programming League was launched last March 16, 2021, and is now gathering over 15,000 tech talents across the country to test their leadership, perseverance, and coding skills with a promise of nationwide media recognition, lots of prizes, thousands of tech job opportunities, and access to invitation only events. The league's year round cash prize pool is now at 10 million pesos in the duration of the whole competition. That is for 2022. And one of the highlights in the Stack League is the weekly stack race, which is both for individual and teams. Each week, the top 10 challengers and the top 3 teams are announced all across Stack League social media platform to recognize the challengers who stayed on top of their rankings. Apart from this, we also have the Stack League featured programmer and team campaign. The weekly top 10 challengers and top 3 teams are going to be featured on Stack League's website and on our social media channels. Now, Stack League would also be hosting numerous tech and career sessions all throughout the year. Aside from this, there are also exclusive trainings available for ranking to the next challenger levels. And these events and trainings are all for free. So if you are interested in different industry trends, technologies, best practices, as a challenger in Stack League, you will have access to all of these learning sessions. Now, what's next? We also have the Stack League Ambassador Program, and it is a year-round initiative to reward Stack League challengers who go beyond the competition and inspire the nation into coding. To tell you more about the Stack League Ambassador, here is a short clip for you to watch. All right, and that's for the Stack League Ambassador, wherein you will get, if you become the Ambassador of the Month, you will be receiving 3,000 pesos. And if you become the Ambassador of the Year, you will be receiving 20,000 pesos. And there are multiple ways for you to become a Stack League Ambassador. One is to really refer as many developers or interested developers to take on the challenges at Stack League. That's one. And then the other one is to post blogs or features using your own websites or other blogging platforms. That way, you also get ambassador points. And now, for the supported programming languages in the league, we have JavaScript, Java, Python, C Sharp, and PHP. Now, how the ranking system goes. So, after signing up, you will start at the bottom with 0 points. All you need to do is solve as many challenges as you can and earn the corresponding points. So the more points you earn, the higher your ranking goes. Once you have accumulated enough points, you can now get to the next level. You got to the next level where most opportunities are unlocked for you. So there are three challenger levels. We have bronze, silver, and gold levels. Now, the new thing that this year, 2022, is that the challenger level up now has prizes. So if you will able to unlock bronze level, you will be receiving, oh, here you go. You will be receiving 100 pesos. So that's 100 pesos as soon as you level up to bronze. Then as you level up to silver, you will be receiving another 100 pesos. And when you reach gold, you will be receiving and rewarded with 300 pesos. So overall, you will be receiving a total of 500 pesos as you level up from unranked, bronze, silver, and then gold. Okay? So now if you become part of the be one of the 10 challengers to win this week. So on a weekly basis, we have rewards for the top 10. So there is also the Stack League Treasure Chest. That is what we call the initiative, wherein the weekly top 10 challengers will receive 500 pesos cash prize. What else? So there are a lot of things happening in Stack League, but this is also one of the highlights of Stack League for the year. We have what we call the Stack League playoffs. So, what is a playoffs? It is a single elimination tournament featuring all monthly qualifiers where all weekly top 10 Stack League challengers will automatically be invited to the monthly qualifier rounds, and you can read the mechanics at Stack League Playoffs 2022 to know 2022. And to know more, here is another clip for you to watch. Okay? All right. So as you can see here, we have the monthly qualifiers happening every month. And that happens, the playoffs monthly qualifiers happens every fourth Saturday of the month. So that's every from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. So every month we are giving away for the top one. The top one winner will be receiving 5,000 pesos, and the top two will be receiving 3,000 pesos. Now, if you are interested in the schedule for the upcoming months, these are the schedules that we have. You can see them on your screen. Now, all of these players at the end of the year, by December, there will be a single elimination, as you can see the chart here, and the best players in the league will be crowned here through the playoffs. Now, for our new players here, if you cannot make it in the top 10 and you are still trying out, then that's the Stack League Lightning Series is the event especially made for you. So every level you have your own rank. So we have unranked, bronze, and silver challengers, and we do this one on a monthly basis as well. So for the unranked category, if you are still new here, we have an opportunity for you. It happens every second Tuesday of the month at 6 p.m. So that's where all unranked categories could play, could experience a 1 hour programming competition and also get prizes. Third, on the third Tuesday, we have the bronze category. So many of the unranked challengers get to level up and then they can now join the bronze level category. So the prizes here would be the top two will be receiving 1,200 pesos plus a limited edition Stack League shirt. Now, for the fourth Tuesday of the month is when we do the silver category. So, as you try to level up, there are more chances for you and there are bigger prizes waiting for you. So, for the silver category, the prizes here would be 1,500 pesos plus Stack League shirt plus Microsoft jackets. And with that one, I give you the overview of Stack League. Now, let's go back and welcome back our host.
Thank you, Haifa, for giving a short introduction of StackLeague. Let's not delay any further. Our resource speaker is a mentor and former IT professor. Sorry. Our resource speaker is a mentor and a former IT professor at STI. He is also a former software engineer that works on multiple IT top companies in the Philippines like Accenture, Alorica, and Cognizant. Let's give a warm welcome to John Paul Lazaro.
Hi Alex, good evening. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Alright. Hey everybody, good evening. Welcome to the Stack Lead tech session. We're going to level up your coding skills by learning these hobbies and techniques. Um, I am JP. I am a software engineer at Atos. My specialization is more on .NET development. I am an Azure certified and also a content creator on YouTube. I do tech videos, tech talks, and mentoring. Okay, so yeah, I'd like to thank Staff League for having me here. Hope everybody's could have learnings from this webinar. All right, so let's get started. So I think everyone knows this, right? So yeah, programming is not easy. So I think everyone's knew it. As a programmer, we often deals with difficult clients, technical problems, system issues, and bugs. Right. So being a programmer in our life, bugs are our best friends. Always, they are always there for us. So as the technology is continuously evolving, um, as a programmer, we have to be familiar with lots of syntaxes, programming languages, frameworks, libraries, technology updates, even the versions, and some terminologies and principles, right? So, being a programmer is not easy. We need a bunch of focus, yeah, a bunch of dedication. We should be dedicated to our work, to our studies, as programming itself is not easy. We have to be consistent. We should put countless efforts to the work we do, to our studies, right? So, yeah, programming is always be difficult for us. We can't. um, change it, right? But what we can change is ourselves. We just have to be you. You should be consistent. You should be dedicated. You should be focused and put extreme efforts. Since programming is a wild world, okay? So you can do it. Just be you and keep coding. Just enjoy coding, guys. Just like these kids. Alright, so that's the purpose of our discussion for today. We're going to level up your skills by learning these hobbies and techniques. Actually, um, it's not that applicable only in programming, but these concepts and techniques are also applicable to your um, other things in life. Okay, so you can apply it to your work, to your daily um, management of your time. Right, so let's get started. Okay, so as a programmer, we have lots of distraction. Can be social distraction, can be physical distraction, your friends, your girlfriends, boyfriends. Okay, so messenger, the tone of the messenger. Um, Also, you have mountains of technologies to learn, right? Can be weekly, monthly, quarterly, sometimes daily. You know, as a programmer, you have to learn lots of technologies. Can be front end, back end, UI UX, and cloud. There's a lot to learn in cloud. So, in this webinar, we're going to cover these challenges and how we can improve these, right, in our lives as a programmer. And also, as a programmer, we are uh, our learnings are con- continual, right? And also, sometimes we are not able to manage our time properly. So we're going to cover that in this webinar. Okay, so basically, um, the objectives of this webinar are to help programmers to focus, to have a distraction-free environment when coding. Next is to solidify our skills and also to boost up our mind by investing small time learning each day. We also going to manage our priorities, deliverables, assignment, and tasks properly and productively, of course. And then considering the value of time of our work, of our client, of our business, of our studies. So, yeah, that's the objective of this webinar. So, this webinar will capture the Pomodoro technique. Um, Maybe few of you guys know this technique already. And also, we're going to dive into the Feynman's technique. And we're going to manage our time like Elon Musk. All right. So, let's get started. Let's start with Pomodoro. Okay. So, basically, Pomodoro is a method where we can uh, focus on a certain task. Okay, so by limiting the length of time to focus on that task. So basically, um, it's it's a deep learning to make it simple and ensuring we have breaks from the efforts or tasks. Okay, let me give you a brief history about Pomodoro. Okay, so it was invented by Francesco, the guy right here. in early 1990s. So basically, um, Pomodoro was from the Italian word tomato, right? And this guy, Francesco Crilillo, named this Pomodoro as he used this tomato shaped timer, not this one, um, when he studied on his university by that time. So he named that Pomodoro as he used tomato shaped timer in the kitchen. So basically, how to use it? Is it applicable to programming? Is it applicable to your studies? Is it applicable to your work? Actually, Pomodoro is applicable to anywhere or to anybody, right? So everyone needs focus and to have a distraction free environment. So let's say you have tasks on your work. Let's say your boss wants you to develop an API. So, or you need to fix a bug for a certain period of time. I think on that scenario, Pomodoro is very helpful for you. Okay, so yeah, let's dive into how actually the Pomodoro works. It the Pomodoro have 5 steps. The first is the decide on the task that you need to do, right? So one task at a time. For actually, you need to prepare your list of tasks, and each Pomodoro, you have to focus on one task that you need to do, and then you need to set the timer to 25 minutes, um, and then work on the task that you're going to do or what you're going to study. Just work on it. Then, when the timer ends after 25 minutes, take a short break. Take a short break, a 5 minute break. Um, it's perfect for you to have a refill for your water, to use bathroom, right? So, and to relax your mind. That's important. Then after that, you're going to take a 15 to 30 minutes break after a long um, cycles. It helps your mind to refocus, to regain your focus, and then continue to repeat that again. Okay, so using Pomodoro, we focus on our tasks, right, and we remove distraction. So Pomodoro also is best if you're in a debugging session, um, make a coffee, and then choose a sound from Spotify. Actually, me, I prefer lo-fi music when I'm using Pomodoro technique. It helps a lot for my brain to function and the coffee. So yeah, avoid distraction. You can turn off your mobile phone or you can use a timer, um, old-fashioned timer, or you can use your mobile phone instead. Okay, so that is Pomodoro technique. All right, so yeah, I hope you understand the Pomodoro, and let's move now to the Feynman technique. I'm not sure if you guys already know Mr. Feynman. So later we're going to talk about. who is he. So let's talk about first the Feynman technique. So basically, Feynman technique is a technique of learning as well, um, which unleashes your potential and forces you to develop a deep understanding on a certain matter or a certain task or a certain topic that you want to learn. So later I'm going to explain it more better. But for now, let's know first who is Richard Feynman. So basically, Feynman was a physicist, physicist, a Nobel Prize winning physicist. Um, his real superpower, not like Avengers, however, was his ability to explain subject to others in a simple terms. So that's how they made it so popular, this guy. Okay, so let's dive into the actual Feynman technique. So the first step is, yeah, choose a concept to learn. Okay, so that's the first thing that you should do. Let's say you want to learn, let's say, arrays. Okay, then the step two is you teach it to yourself. All right, so actually in the step two, you can do it by teaching yourself, creating diagrams, illustration, um, drawings for you to remember it, right? And it's also better um, to explain it to someone else. Okay, so that's how you remember things. So you write it down to a piece of paper, you speak up to yourselves, um, you create illustrations, graphs, or drawings for you to understand it more better. Then you explain it to other people for you to remember it. So this step two is the most important step to the Feynman technique. This step happens the actual learning process. Okay, so the next step is to return the source material if you get stuck. So let's say you can't explain it more better. Let's say you can explain arrays to someone else, or you lack something, any idea to that topic. So when you feel that um, feeling, you should go back to step two and try to study it again until the time that you're going to explain it more simple, you're going to be a confident, um, you can you're able to explain it more clearly. That's the time that you already knew the topic that you're currently studying. So yeah, that's how the payment techniques works. So again, the step three, let's say you explain it to your friend and you can't explain the array to him or to her. You should go back and study it again. If you're confident and you're able to explain it to your friend or to someone else, definitely you're able um, to understand the concept that you're currently learning. And then, once you're confident already, you're going to simplify your explanation and create analogies for that. Okay? So the step 4 is this is how you remember things. Okay, let's say 2 months ago you explained it to your friend, and after a year you can the thing that you can remember on the learning process that you had is the step 4, the analogies. All right. So yeah, if you can explain it simply, then you understand it. That's the summary of the Feynman's technique. All right. I hope you understood the Feynman technique. Actually, I just want to share this. This Feynman technique is it helps me a lot in terms of development, um, understanding the client's problem, client system, um, because it teaches us to understand the concept in our own way. So there's no limitation on explaining it. So you have the freedom to understand the concept by your own, right? It helps a lot as a programmer. Okay, so yeah, now let's move to the blocking method. Time blocking method. So um, basically, this is also important for us a programmer. It involves breaking down your available hours into chunks and batching your work in a way that makes the best use for your energy and attention. This technique allows you to focus on a single or batch similar task for carving out specific of time in your day. Actually, it's almost the same with Pomodoro, but this is more time specific method, which is very important for us as we have an issue always on managing our time. Okay, so yeah, this method is very popular method. This is often used by popular person in the IT world. Elon Musk and Bill Gates is are they are practicing this method in their own life. Of course, you can also practice it by yourself. Hey, so let's dive a bit more deeper on the time blocking method. So basically, as a human being, you have a tasks, right, on your daily life. Um, but what you have in your day is just a 24 hours. When you break down these hours into your responsibilities, so as a human being, you need to sleep. So it may take 8 to 9 hours, right? But this is just an estimated. I put 8 hours here, and for the meal time, you eat 3 times a day, which took 3 hours in a day, and then you went to your office to perform your work, which may took 3 to 4 hours if it's near, and if there's traffic, yeah, your time is wasted all the time. So basically, the hours when you sleep, eat, and travel, it's the total of that is 15 hours. When you subtracted to the actual uh, time in a day, the remaining hours will be 9. So in this 9 hours, you perform your work in your office as a programmer. You do meetings, you do chats, you do bug fixing, and you do feature development. Okay? So, why time blocking is important for us as a developer? Since since the bug and the feature development estimation are not always, are not always, what do you call this? Um, are not always correct. Um, there's a time that bug fixing always laps our estimated time beyond our estimated time. So that's why we need time blocking for us um, to put some effort on the bug fixing, feature development, since that is very important. Of course, when the business is concerned, it's a very important method, right? So let me tell you a story. This is you working, let's say, for example, you're working with a tech company, for example, Accenture, right? So you are an employee of Accenture, okay? So one of your clients is Google. You do work for Google. You do website development, you do bug fixing, you do API development, you do feature, you do cloud. So in client's perspective, um, it they're very the client in the client perspective, they are what important to them is the hours that you rendered for your job. Let's say you work on an API, how many hours could you do that? So that's important to the business. That's why you need to block your time. So if you go beyond that hours, the Accenture, the Google is the feedback from Google, which is the client of your company, is they're going to be upset as your deliverables is not on time. So as a programmer, you have to block your time. You have to do estimation. You have to do extra time blocking for the unexpected bugs, and also for the testing of your application, right? So you need to value the time of your clients because they are the ones who paying for your salary. So in the client, the most important to them is your deliverables. For you to manage your deliverables properly, you have to work on to your time, more specifically to your task, and complete them on time. That's why time blocking method is important for us a programmer. All right. So time blocking is important as this increase our focus to our specific task. It increases our productivity. Um, this provides a more realistic expectation for our deliverables to our tasks. And also, when your time is blocked, it save your time, right? For other things that is important to you. You can spend time more to your family, to your personal things, right? It save your time as your time is already blocked. So yeah, that's the importance of time blocking. Right. So if you want to learn more about these topics, please feel free to contact me on these uh, social media channels. I'm very active in YouTube and my Facebook fan page right now. And yeah, that's it for this webinar. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, JP, for that very enlightening and informative presentation. Knowing that many of our participants and viewers are from various types of courses that involves technology and have expressed interest in the future trends of IT, this was very insightful. So, this is the most exciting part of our session tonight. We are now opening the floor for questions from our participants. Okay. We have our first question from Kenny James from our Facebook viewers. Is it possible to create a system without bugs? If not, how can we lessen it instead?
Actually, um, this very subjective question. If you created a small, let's say, a small, system, a very tiny or micro system, you can ensure that there's no bug for that. But if you're working on bigger systems, potentially bugs could came up. Is it possible to create a system? So yeah, is it possible if to the small system, but if you're working on the medium to larger scale system, I don't think so. Um, bugs is always there. Bugs are always there for us. So how we can lessen it instead? You can lessen your bugs. I think you should review your code. You should review it multiple times. You should ask a friend to review it. You should use um, you should use GitHub for you to have a pull request for them to review it. What else? And you can take a look at it multiple times before you're going to deploy it to your environment. That's why in work we do have dev environment for you to test your code there. We also have QA. We also have user UAT environment and production environment. So the testing happens in these environments couple of times. So how we can lessen it instead? Yeah, just make sure that your code is working and the testability is working properly. You should perform tests for that, for you to anticipate the scenarios. That's why we have testing. You can also perform automated testing for your apps before you deploy your apps to the environments. Okay? Thanks, Kenny James, for the question.
Thank you, JP. And we have another question from Kenny James again. From the methods that you discussed earlier, what do you think is the best method to use for everyone?
Actually, there's a lot of methods out there, but the method, yeah, all of these are applicable and helpful for everyone. All of these techniques are best, and it's a different method to each other, and it is important, and it's best for their own uses.
Okay. Thank you again, JP. And for the next question, we have Stephen Jansen de la Peña Balo from Facebook again. Good PM po. What particular apps do you use to manage your time and your software development works?
Application, are you pertaining to a software? Actually, we are using MS Teams for the blocking of calendars, the schedules. For for myself, I use Pomodoro. I didn't use any apps for that. Just a timer from my phone. I set the timer from my phone, and that's it. And your software development work could be info what particular assist to manage your time and your software development work. So we also use DevOps or Azure DevOps for the software development. Thanks, Stephen.
Okay. Thank you, JP. I have a question for myself, sir. I
Go,
want to
go,
ask
go.
na
Sure. Go ahead.
what advice do you have for someone who can't focus on a work for a long time that for example, he, Tagalogin ko na lang.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
For example po may deadline po na kailangan sundin pero nahihirapan po siya maka-focus sa pagko-code niya, mga gano'n. Parang yung mata niya hindi niya po napo-focus dun sa computer na ginagawa niya ng code kasi parang yung utak niya po parang palipad-lipad po sa iba. Hindi po niya nagagawa yung sarili niyang hindi po niya nagagawa yung task na dapat niyang gawin.
Mm, okay. Actually, that's the main purpose of this webinar to to refocus. So, basically, madami kasing factor yung mga distractions. It can be environment, it can be people. Let's say nag-work, nagsa-study ka sa room mo and someone pumatok, kaka, kakain na po. So, yung mga ganun distraction, super dami niya. So, for you to regain your focus, you have to plot a schedule kung ano yung mga gagawin mo for a day, for a week, for a certain time. Then set a reminder to everybody else na malapit sa'yo na hindi ka pwede ma-disturb. And also, you're the one who controls your distraction. So, turn off your phone. If nasa zone ka talaga ng pag-aaral, do not disturb or airplane mode yung phone mo to avoid distractions. And also, kapag madami ka kasing iniisip, hindi ka talaga nakakapag-focus. So, ang kailangan mo gawin is just to break down your tasks into pieces, focus on the priorities, focus on the most important thing. You use Pomodoro, you use Feynman. Um, Mag-focus ka lang sa isang bagay. So, yun lang yung isipin mo for that specific time. Once okay, you move to other tasks na gagawin mo. And then, importantly, kailangan mo din talaga ng break para maging kalmado yung isip mo. So, kailangan mo din kumain on time, ng tulog. Siyempre, let's say wala ka ng tulog for a day. Siyempre, yung isip mo, hindi na talaga makakapag-focus yan. Kasi lahat yan is connected to each other. So, kailangan mo din kumain. Yung kape mo, dapat saktuhan mo lang kasi minsan nakakapag-palpitate din. Yeah, there's a lot of approach that you can use to regain your focus. But yeah, I think that is my advice.
Okay, thank you po Sir JP for that advice. And we have another question from Kenny James. Suke. From your own experience po, how do you manage your time as a developer if the client demands so much tasks to finish it in a day?
Actually, we kapag yung clients demanding, um, ano yan, may ano yan eh, may reality dyan. So, if hindi mo siya kayang gawin, you should not commit to clients. A week before, planning stage pa lang, that sinasabi mo na, boss, hindi to kaya ganito sa isang linggo. Kailangan natin ng 2 weeks for this. So, kailangan yung estimation mo, may supporting task yun. Kasi ganito, may gagawin pa tayong ganito, may dependency tayo sa ibang bagay. So, ako kasi personally, hindi ako nagko-commit sa clients namin because it's a very dangerous hobby. It will affect your company, it will affect your performance to clients. Kasi pag nag-commit ka, tas di mo na-deliver, yung, bag, yung sisi nun, sa'yo talaga. So, we manage our time um, bago pa lang mag-umpisa yung deployment stage. So, if nahihirapan kami, let's say, sa paggawa ng isang API, kasi may dependency sa ibang API. So, we need to study first the kung ano yung API na hindi namin alam. So, kapag hindi namin alam yung isang bagay, we study, we spend more time to learn it, to be familiar with those APIs, no? So, if the client demands so much, we'll say no. Hindi kami yung developers na, yes boss, this is possible within the day. But in reality, you cannot deliver it. So, hindi kasi ako ganun. So, sinasabi ko na, boss, hindi po kasi talaga pwede to. You need to speak up yourselves because that's the reality. If okay ka lang ng okay sa client, baka habang buhay ka nang maging so bitin na yung ano mo, time mo. So that's too much headache for yourself.
Okay,
Okay?
thank you again, Sir JP. We have another question from John Paul Kulalik.
Hello, JP.
How many hours to learn of coding? How many hours to learn coding or programming?
Actually, yung oras sa pag-code is depende yan eh. Depende yan sa'yo kung kailan mo siya gustong aralin. But learning a programming language, um, hindi siya yung parang libro na babasahin mo then tapos na. So, hindi siya ganun eh. Kapag nag-aaral ka ng programming language, habang buhay mo na siya aralin. Bakit? Kasi madaming updates yung mga programming languages natin. Yung iba dyan, nagdadagdag ng feature. Yung iba dyan, nag-iiba yung syntaxes nila. So, it's up to you kung how many times or hours yung may invest mo to learn that technology. What I do recommend is to do it every day if you have free time. You don't need to worry about all the things that you don't know. Just to get started to basics, fundamentals, um, and from there you're going to learn that in the process. And also, kailangan mo din mag-practice, no? So, parang Feynman technique, kailangan mo siyang sabihin sa iba, kailangan mo siyang i-express para mag-stick sa utak mo. So, learning programming without coding is not possible. So, kailangan mo talaga siya i-code multiple of times. So, that's how we learn coding. Thanks, John Paul.
Thank you for your answer, Sir JP. Again, we have a question from our lovely Kenny James. What
Kenny,
programming process you can suggest that is effective to your work?
what programming process you can suggest? What do you mean programming process? Madami, medyo generic yung question mo eh. James, can you confirm kung ano yung programming process na sinasabi mo? There's a lot of processes in programming. Is it the development process or what? James,
Kenny James.
you there? Still there? I think let's circle back with Kenny. Ah, okay. She said, he said development process. Okay, so actually dalawang bagay yan. Yung una, yung di mo alam, sa yung pangalawa is alam mo na. So kapag hindi mo pa alam yung gagawin mo, you have to make research, you have to make study, you have to do test apps. Kapag alam mo naman, kailangan mo i-code, kailangan mo i-test. Yung testing yung pinaka-importante sa lahat. Kasi kapag hindi ka nag-test, possibly maging mali yung development or yung feature mo. So, pwede mo na i-anticipate sa simula pa lang kung ano yung mga methods na gagawin mo. And then, um, make sure na align yun doon sa pinapagawa ni client, sa pinapagawa ng business. And then, test it properly. So, yun yung important. And then, yun lang. I think that's what that's how we do programming. We do code, we test it, and we deploy it.
Mm. Okay. Thank you, Sir JP, for answer. And we have our next question from Christine Marasalino.
Good
Good PM
PM.
po. What really distinguishes a software engineer from a software developer? As some students seems to be confused about, especially in terms of work.
Students are confused about this. Actually, ako din confused ako dyan. Actually, sa work, hindi naman importante yung terminologies na software engineer versus software developer. It's the same. It's the same. Magkakaiba lang talaga ng gusto ng mga ibang ng preference nila sa term. Pero in reality, pares lang yan. It's similar to programmer, it's similar to developer, software programmer, software developer, software engineer. Don't think too much. So, student pa lang kayo, so wag niyo muna siyang isipin kung ano. Pare-pares lang yan software engineer. Ang magkaiba is yung software engineer sa software architect. So, yun yung medyo magkaiba. Okay? Thanks, Christine.
Thank, thank you again, Sir JP. And our next question is from Rick from Facebook. Good PM, sir. This is a common question, but I want to hear from you. How to handle your stress? Yung nag-start ka palang mag-aral sa mga programming language po. Thank you.
How do you handle stress? Actually, yung stress na yan is different topic. Pero sa programming dati, na-stress lang naman ako dati kasi hindi ko alam kung paano gawin yung isang bagay. So, hindi ko pa siya alam gawin ng student ako. So, I ask help to other people, to other student to help me, to guide me. So, doon ako na-stress. So, ang ginagawa ko is, minsan umupo na lang ako sa tabi, nagkakape, um, kumakalma, natutulog, yan. Habi ko matulog before. Kasi madalas wala kaming tulog dati. So, stress, nanonood ako ng mga anime, ng mga movies, listening to music, and also, ginagawa ko lang positive lahat ng negative na nangyayari before. Let's say, bumagsak kami sa REDEF dati ata. Then, di ako sumuko nun eh. Tapos, ayun, kung naman, kailangan mo lang i-anticipate yung mga bagay-bagay. And Ang importante talaga kapag na-stress is magpahinga. Huminto ka, kumalma ka, humingi ka ng tulong if nahihirapan ka. So, every one of us needs companion. We need help. We're just human being. So, yun. Yun ginagawa ko. Kumakalma lang ako. Minsan, kailangan mo na umiyak eh. Iyak mo na lang.
Thank you, Sir JP, for for the answer. And our next question is from Alicia.
Hi, Alicia. Good evening.
Good evening.
Actually,
Ay, sorry. Good evening
actually,
po.
go. Sorry.
Good. Sorry pa. Good evening po. How hard was it for you to learn programming?
Actually, mahirap talaga siya. Dun pa lang sa second slide ko sa presentation, I never mentioned it as an easy thing. Pero kaya mo yan. You have to work hard for that. It's hard, so you need to work hard for that. Um, Super hirap niya dahil may actually nagiging mahirap siya because you don't have the full idea, right? Let's say sa C Sharp, hindi mo pa alam yung kung ano si C Sharp, ano siya. So, yung hardship na to, ano siya eh, hindi siya laging 100% na mahirap eh. Minsan, nagiging magaan siya kapag naaaral mo na yung ibang bagay. 'Di ba? Let's say, sa pagbabasa. Bago ka makapagbasa, kailangan mo munang alamin yung mga letters, 'di ba? Then, yung mga vowels, consonant, then yung mga words na. So, ganun din. Kailangan mo siyang i-work as not not as a whole na buong-buo mo siyang aaralin. You just need to get started with this. Small, you need to read a lot, you need to focus. So, mahirap talaga siya. Pero walang imposible kung mag-e-effort ka na mag-aral. Ayan. May community tayo na masasandalan. Pwede kang mag-chat or mag-post sa Stack Overflow if nahihirapan ka. There are millions of developers who's helping out. Also, choose a proper documentation to read, like Microsoft documentation, para legitimate yung mababasa mo um, information about your programming. Okay? Kaya mo yan. Go.
Okay. Thank you, Sir JP, for that question. And we're taking our last question for this session from Christian Gutierrez Buluran. Good PM po. I'm watching from Hagoni, Bulacan. Ask ko lang po, ilang oras po ba ang gugugulin mo as a first timer to programmer or to learn coding? Thank you.
As a programmer, siguro enough na yung 1 to 2 hours each day or 30 minutes to 1 hour each day for a beginner. Actually, just have to get started. Yun ang importante. You should have to be consistent and yeah, be focused and be productive to your learnings. You can also apply yung mga techniques na diniscuss natin today para mas mag-stick pa sa isip nyo yung mga concept. So, 1 to 2 hours is enough for a day. Actually, we also have coding boot camps on Facebook. You can join if you want. There are also students from different universities na meron silang enough na time for each day to work together and to learn certain topics. So 1 to 2 hours is enough. Thanks, Christian. Good question.
Okay. And that's it for our last question. As much as we want to answer all your questions, but that's it for our Q&A session.
All right.
Before we dive into our announcements, is there anything else you want to add, JP?
Yeah, I just want to thank StackLeague for having me here. Also to meet these programmers, aspiring programmers. Yun guys, good luck sa inyong pag-aaral. Be consistent, be focused, um, and then be humble. Kapag nahihirapan kayo, pwede kayong huminto, pwede kayong magpahinga, you need sleep, you need um, time, you need friends. So you can join our community to Facebook. Um, I think BSIT Online Tulungan. Yeah, so I'll give you the link. Hold on. I can
Um,
paste it the ink. So yeah, you can search
yeah.
it on the Facebook BSIT Online Tulungan. You can post questions there, join our group chats so we can help you. And yun lang guys, stay safe.
And if you participants and viewers need more details, you can connect with JP after this session. Can you share with everyone, JP, how they can reach you?
Yeah, you can reach me to my YouTube account, Japes Lazaro. I'm very active on my. How can I chat here? Yeah,
Mhm.
you can search to YouTube, Japes Lazaro. I'll try to comment to our Facebook
All your
right now.
questions. But that's it for our Q&A session.
Yep, you can drop the link here. Hold on, guys.
Before we dive into our announcements, is there anything else you want to add, JP?
You can drop that here.
Mhm.
You can contact me there or via LinkedIn. Also, sa channel, magkakaroon ako ng multiple videos in the future. Hope you subscribe to that for more updates and tech session talks. You can also comment in any video. Um, Nakikinig ako, super active ako sa YouTube. So, post ka lang kung may tanong ka, kahit hindi related sa video, I am always seeing these comments. Alright? Thanks, guys.
Thank you to everyone for your questions, and thank you, JP, for answering our participants' questions. And of course, for that very insightful presentation.
Thank you.
And here are the upcoming Stack League announcements. Stack League Robogals Tech Session. Getting started with FRAP ERP next on August 3, Wednesday at 6 p.m. Stack, Le- Stack League Tech Session. Solidity on August 4, Thursday at 6 p.m. For Cebuanos out there, get ready to take on the Cebu Stack League Challenge. Join us on August 6, Saturday, 1 p.m. at the company's Cebu Mandaue branch for a free face-to-face event. Stack League WordPress Baguio User Group. New Normal Schools for and WordPress on August 10, Wednesday at 6 p.m. Join Genesis Blocks Breeder DAO Hackathon, a virtual blockchain hackathon in partnership with Stack League with 200,000 pesos cash prize pool on August 19 to 21. Deadline of registration is August 12, 2022. There are plenty of opportunities for you to learn here in Stack League. Go to fb.com/stackleague/events for registration details and get the latest updates. To help the Stack League team improve the sessions for you, answer this question form bit.ly/stackleague sessions feedback, or you can scan the QR code flash on your screen. StackLeague Ambassador for July is now accepting entries. To earn your ambassador points, you can either refer to friends and family or submit your blog sharing your league experience, or you can do both. Visit bit.ly/StackLeague Ambassador 2022 for more information. Also, make sure to earn league points to unlock the challenger levels and receive the prizes. Don't forget to also check out the Stock League Lightning Series. Again, the schedule for the Lightning Series is always on the second Tuesday for unranked category, third Tuesday for bronze category, and fourth Tuesday for silver category. For more details, visit bit.ly/Lightning Series Mechanics. So that's all for the announcement. On behalf of the Stack League team, I would like to say thank you to everyone for joining the Stack League Tech session. Level up your coding skills. If you don't have any Stack League account yet, make sure to sign up now at stackleague.com. And of course, invite your friends and family who you think should be part of the league. See you guys at the next Stack League event. This has been your host, Alex, and good night, everyone.